Mr. Chairperson, thank you for the opportunity to testify in support of Bill S2354. My name is Kayvon Maneri, and I was a friend of Allison Wormuth, who died tragically on April 30th when her motorized scooter was struck from behind by a duck boat. I, too, was on that motorized scooter, riding as Allie's passenger when the duck boat ran us over. Before we were struck, Allie was operating the scooter completely safely. She provided the helmets we were both wearing, and she drove within the speed limit at all times. We shouldn't have been in any danger when we pulled up on Charles Street to the intersection of Beacon Street. We were planning to turn right onto Beacon Street to come this way, and we were stopped at the red light as the first vehicle at the red light on Charles Street. The duck boat was immediately behind us. When the light turned green, the duck boat started to encroach on us as if we weren't there, and it quickly became clear to me the driver didn't know we were in front of him. Allie recognized it too and did everything she could to get ahead of the duck boat, but she couldn't accelerate fast enough. To the best of my recollection, we were continuously struck for several seconds from initial contact on Charles Street to where we were ultimately knocked over on Beacon Street. I miraculously survived after rolling from falling, but Allie must have gotten stuck under the duck boat and died shortly thereafter from her injuries. One of the great tragedies of this accident is just how preventable it was, if only the duck boat company had enacted the two measures that have been put forth in this bill. Namely, if it had separated the duties of the driver from the person giving the sightseeing tour, and if it had installed cameras and collision detection devices on its vehicles to mitigate their inherent blind spots.
His job. I've been with Old Town Trolley for 19 years. Started the first 6 years as a tour conductor, 10 years as operations manager, and now general manager. This is a tragic circumstance to be discussing here today, ways of making sightseeing safer. Safety is something we've taken very seriously since 1984 when we started the company. We knew we must be a safe company in order to survive. In fact, we have been in business for 31 years and have never had a fatality in the approximate 8 million miles driven and approximately 500,000 tours given. I'm very proud of our safety record. While the recent death distresses me and everyone in this room, we need to react to it rationally and not emotionally. One incident does not define the entire industry. We are already one of the safest industries in the Commonwealth. The circumstances surrounding this hearing make it difficult to discuss something which, however, cannot be ignored. There is a financial impact to the consideration of adding a driver plus narrator to the payroll of our company. Presently, Old Town Trolley Tours operates in 7 cities around the country and hosts in excess of 3 million guests a year. We have found that the driver also being the narrator has worked out very well for us. Having to add a narrator to our company will do many egregious things, including taking away the jobs of many of our employees and reducing income for others. One thing we should not forget about is the impact of the sightseeing industry in the rest of the city. People come to Boston to be told stories of our history, culture, attractions, retail and food service options of the city. We are quite simply the ambassadors of goodwill for the entire city, taking people on our tour to show them where things are and how best to explore Boston. On behalf of the 110 employees we have here in Boston, I ask you to consider well the ramifications of what you are proposing. And in order to do so, I would ask that you not make a quick decision based on emotional gravity of the situation, but explore the truth behind the kind of operation we run. We are more than happy to provide you with our insurance records and the entire history of our operations in the city. I would be remiss in not telling you we consider our insurance company a partner in our safety programs. In fact, next week they're going to be here for their annual safety audit. They provide us third-party professional assessment of our operations, practices, procedures, and protocols. Through their experience and cooperation, we have continued to make our safety program better each year, and it is something we will continue to do.
Thank you for your testimony. Representative?
Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just one question so I understand this.
Yes.
I appreciate your testimony. how do you lose jobs by adding a narrator onto this sightseeing tour, so I understand that?
Well, the cost factor of that, I would estimate to be somewhere close to $1.6 to $2 million, which would have to be added on to the consumer, which would increase the prices to the point that we will lose business. We did a price increase a few years ago. We lost quite a bit of business just at a couple of dollars. And this, I would estimate, would add $10 to $15 to the ticket price. So my expectation would be that fewer people would be riding tours. I would need fewer staff. We would lose business.